What's good, YouTube? So I just want to talk about a little bit about my Ronin M setup. Absolutely love it. I was using a glide cam before that. The Ronin is amazing. The battery life on it is absolutely amazing. The reason why I got the M, I had my Panasonic DVX200, which is the long video camera, and it wouldn't fit in the M. Some guy rigged it up so it would fit in the Ronin, the original Ronin. I was just going back and forth on getting the M or getting the original Ronin to be able to put my Panasonic in there. And then I was just like, well, since I have a 7D Mark II, I'll just throw that on the Ronin. It'll live on the Ronin, and then I can use my DVX200. Then I bought the Canon C100 Mark II, and that fits on the Ronin perfect. It doesn't, you have to weight it on top for it to balance perfect, but it balances enough where the motors will still stabilize it. Like if you can't, you know, tilt it and have it stay until you weight it correctly, which you need to add some weight on the top of it. But it's not a big deal. The motors aren't overworking. When you go into your settings on the app, you can see, you know, how strong the motors are working, and it's not overdoing them at all. The C100 Mark II goes on here. You obviously take off the handles, and it fits perfect. This is the DJI ring, and it's weird because you buy this for $230, but it doesn't come with feet. You have to buy the feet. The feet are another $100. So what I did was I took the handles off that and put them down here so I could use those as the feet. Huge thing about this is you can set your Ronin down. That's the only reason why I bought it, is because holding it for so long, you get so tired, and you just want to set it down, but you can't unless you have the stand. You know, you're walking around with the stand, and it's such an awkward shape thing to be carrying around while you're on the Ronin. So I got this. It's just as light. It's super light. It's probably lighter actually. The motor mount right here connects to this up here. It doesn't come with a handle, which was very weird. It doesn't come with a handle or feet, which didn't make much sense, but I had an extra handle laying around, and it's funny because this DJI one, you can unscrew it and it fits perfectly on here. So not only does it, you know, it still says DJI, which is kind of cool, but it works on this one. I like it and I don't like it. I like it because you can put it down, but I don't like it because it's so big. The other day I had a shoot and I was inside, you know, like a nightclub kind of thing, and there was a lot of people around. So I wanted to use something not as big, you know, not as big and bulky. So I switched over and I put everything back onto the Ronin with the original setup. I was walking around and I was just like, man, this is so much smaller. It's so much better. And I held it probably for an hour and a half maybe without putting it down at all night. It sucked, but it wasn't terrible. I like this for some things, but I think I'm gonna go back to the original setup for a little bit. I did just buy the extension cable and the mount where it hangs off here, and then you can mount the handle in replace of one of these handles, which will make controlling the camera so much better. The one thing that I hate about it, and it's such a simple thing, but reaching around while you're holding the gimbal, you know, you got to hold it one hand and then reach around every time and hit the record button in the front. It's just so annoying, and it might be like a small little thing, but it is unbelievably annoying. To be able to, once I get the handle on that, it should be in a couple days, just to be able to hit record, hit stop, just by holding it will make my life so much easier. But not only that, I mean, you can go through the settings. You can pretty much control the whole camera with this handle right here. It has the joystick, and then it has the wheel on top. It also has the magnification button, so you can, like, you know, it's set for magnification, so you zoom in, so you can check your focus. I set mine for the focus button, the autofocus. So that's another huge deal, is if I'm not sure if I have correct focus, I can just hit the button and boom, my lens will lock on, it's just so much better than, again, one-handing it and trying to manually focus. Back to the ring, I mean, there's, you know, some pluses and some minuses. You know, it's very big, it's light, but you can mount a lot of things on here, which is good. You know, I have a monitor, I have a light. I usually put another camera, my A6000, my Sony. Here's the camera right here. So it's super small. One's to get that extra angle if I need to, just to have a second camera. But the main reason I use it is just for like behind the scene kind of things, to show you guys or whatever. One thing that I did get recently was the thumb controller. It's good and bad, you know, it's one more thing you have to charge and make sure it's good to go, but it's much easier to, you know, get the camera where you want it. But to be able to sell this at $1,000, that's very affordable for, you know, so many people out there. And what it can do is just like, it's mind-blowing. So I love it. I love my setup. I love the C100 Mark II. So this is the full setup, but I think I'm going to sit this guy out for a little bit and stay with the original setup again. But yeah, no, I love it. So peace.